What's up, you guys? It's Mary.
And Amma.
We invite you guys to like
And comment.
Yes, today we are going to be sharing
A very special
video
that occurred with me. And as you all know, my mother transitioned on actually on Monday.
October 23rd.
Yeah, October 23rd. That was her time. In Tanzania, it was already Tuesday morning, Tuesday around midnight. But anyway, I was up actually pretty late that Tuesday for myself. And so in Arizona, it was 12, 11, and our side it was 12, 11, but theirs was noon and ours was a.m.
Yeah.
So I was up, writing, and what happened was I turned around, I was sitting, my desk is like on my left side, and I turned around to take some of my medications, before I went to bed. And when I turned around, I just heard this like very loud rushing sound of the ocean, cascading against the sand. And I was like, so I thought, because sometimes I get ringing in my ear, but if I have ringing in one ear, I have it in the other. So I turned this way, I heard it, I turned this way, I didn't hear anything. And then I turned like that, and it was so loud. It was like so loud. And then I realized, I was like, Mom. I said, Mommy, is that you? And, my daughter was like, Mom, she was sitting on the bed like, are you okay? And I told her, I said, I think Grandma just passed away. And I was like, Mommy, I love you. And I just continued to talk to her. And I saw her, because I closed my eye, I leaned over and I leaned my hand against the wall because I was sitting like that. My chair was against the wall. And I leaned reached my hand out, and I just felt her like something like touch my arm, and my eyes were closed. And she was walking along the beach, and she looked, my mom, she just celebrated her 80th birthday, August the 2nd this year. And she was walking along the beach with this short summer dress, and her hair was the same. She kind of has like an afro, and it's dyed kind of like a blondish red. And then she has her gray hair this way. But she was walking along the beach, and then I looked again. My eyes were closed, and then she was sitting, just facing the ocean, looking out. And that sound was so loud, and I was just like, I wasn't sure why. I was like, wow. I said, you came all the way over here to see me, because my mom was always worried about my health, and she always worried and says, you better not pass away before me, because, that's not good. So she was always worried. I just told her that, I'm going to be fine. Don't worry about me. I told her not to be afraid. Told her how much I loved her. Told her how much appreciative I was that she was my mom, that I came through her womb. And that I was going to try to stay close to the family, and keep that going, because I know that's something she will want me to do. I just talked to her for like 20 minutes, and my daughter was just like, Mom, what pills have you taken? Because I have one particular pill that when I take it, I'm a little woo-woo, but it helps me quite a bit. But and I said, I just took this pill. I said, come listen to this sound. It's so loud. So she came, listened against the wall. She's like, I can't hear anything, Mom.
Yeah.
And so she went and she started to fix the bed. It was like, Mom, you need to go to sleep. You need to come lay down. And I was like, no. I said, she's right here. So, yeah. So I just kept on talking to her, telling her how much I loved her. The sound was so incredibly loud. And so after 20 minutes, because I had been sitting up for a while, for hours, and it was late at night. And when I looked at my time, it was 12:34 a.m. And I just wanted to see the time, so I'll know. And I thought, should I call my, brother? He was in Arizona where my mom was in the hospital. And I was like, well, what if I call them and I'm telling them mom passed? And what if she hasn't passed yet, but she's like transitioning, So I was just like, no, let me just go to bed. Let me just go to sleep. So I went to bed, but I couldn't go to sleep. So I stayed on my phone. And 2 hours had passed, and then I get this text. And my brother sending this text is saying, I held her till her last breath, and she was pronounced dead at 12:11. So that means that, she passed over there, and 5 minutes later she was with me. And I think I just broke
Just started
down.
bawling.
I think I was so humbled, like if I wasn't so fat, I probably would have gone on my knees, if I knew I could get up, by myself. But it brought me to my knees. I was so humbled. I was so happy, she came. And I kept on saying, she came so far. You came such a long way to see me. And she had never been able to come to Tanzania to see me. And when we were in America, she was in Arizona, and she couldn't come, and I couldn't go over there because I was, there seeing all my doctors and stuff. And but yeah, it was I just felt like my cup just runneth over. Yeah, really. I was so happy that I had that opportunity to see her, to see that she was at peace. She was reflective. As she looked over the ocean, it was just kind of like, this is it, So I went back to the chair, and I remember actually before I went to bed, I was holding on to you, and I was shaking so much, and I was like telling my mom, "Don't worry, I know I'm shaking like a leaf, but I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry about me. It's just I'm stiff right now." But I went back to the chair. I sat down, and I closed my eyes, and I listened. And the sound was still there, but it was softer. And she was still sitting there, so I sang her the song, Down Where the Burdens Are Heavy.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful Christian song. My mom was Christian. I think I've said so before. My dad is Muslim. And we just grew up with both religions, and then we just we just chose wherever we wanted to go. So I finished singing that song, and I was just like, she was still there. I was like, well, I don't know why she's still here. I mean, this is the first time I've had that kind of encounter. And when I was singing the song, I had to sing really loud because I thought she gotta hear me, And I was clapping my hands, and then I was like, well, maybe, let me see. So I gave her the Shahada. For Muslims, before you become a Muslim, you just say, I bear witness there's no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger.
Right.
So I said this in English. She didn't repeat it. And then I said it in Arabic, because you're supposed to say it in Arabic. And she repeated it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, she's covered. I've sang a Christian song. I've done the Shahada for her. And then she went away after that. That was it. And the sound was very
faint.
The sound of the ocean was very faint. So that was my encounter, you all. It was so beautiful. I was so touched. Just felt very special. So just wanted to share that with you. This video is already 9 minutes, so we're gonna have to do the juicy one on another video, but just wanted to share that with you guys on Patreon family. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you could tell me down, if you have had an encounter like that with a loved one. A friend of mine told me that there was a sharecropper and she was out in the fields, and when her aunt died, she heard the sound of the ocean. And I'd never heard that before. And when she went in the house, she said, oh, did Aunt so-and-so pass away? Because she must have passed away because I heard the sound of the ocean. So yeah, it's real, you all. I mean, there's another world out there, you know?
Yeah.
So that was beautiful. But yeah, that's all.
But
Thanks
it's
for
Mary.
listening. And
Thank you guys for watching, and yeah.
like and comment down below. Tell us your story.
Yes, y'all. Bye.